Okay, we're going. Hello there, everybody. This is Krista, and welcome back to Crochet Witch Tarot. And with me is.
Andy.
Rob, you have to say your channel name.
Oh, my name is Andy in Arcadia.
So Andy is now. I mean, you've been on YouTube, but you are like
Official.
on YouTube now. So as a celebration, we wanted to do a little. Are we making this a tag? I think we can make this a
We
tag.
could. It's fun. It's gonna be fun.
Yes. So we're making this a tag, but also we are doing a little giveaway with some of Andy's wonderful creations. So stay tuned at the end to find out how to enter into that. But for our video today, we are doing deck Matchmaker. So as you can see, we both have two decks on the screen, one tarot, one oracle, that we know the other doesn't have. So what we're gonna do?
I think that was the hardest task out of the
It
whole thing.
seriously was. It was. It took me longer than I'd like to admit to find something that I knew for sure you didn't have.
Yeah, because it's funny because when we both do videos, like it's very hard not to mention the other person because we influence each other so heavily in our deck selection.
I know. We really do. So what we're gonna do is we're going to basically take turns. We've compiled a list of dating profile style questions that we are going to ask the other person. We can ask about whichever deck we want, but we're going to be getting kind of a dating profile for each of these decks. And by the end, we each will have selected one to get.
Yep.
Did I miss anything?
Nope. I think that's it. I think they'll get it as they go.
Alrighty. So I'm gonna ask questions first, right?
Yes.
Alrighty. So let me make Andy big here. Nope. How do I do that again? We'll find out. Oh, wait. I think this is the one. Is it? There we go. Okay. All right, yeah. There we go.
Is there a deck that you would like to see me flip through more than the other one if I grab one or at a time?
Ooh.
Like, this is kind of like checking out their body as you're on the date.
Let's see the Tarot of Tails.
Okay. I know this is your favorite out of the two, probably, I would say.
Well, the other one has been interesting to me as well. I feel like both of these I've come really close to buying, but I'm not sure. All right, so I think I'm going to ask my first question for the Tarot of Tails.
Okay.
And let's see. What's something you love but other people hate?
I love, I'm speaking as the Tarot of Tails, I love multi-card readings. Ooh. Whereas I feel like some other decks, you just pull the one card, 1, 2, 3. I love 5-card readings.
Interesting.
Because in the guidebook, there is a section, each bit in the guidebook has 5 different options for reading the cards. So past, present, on the horizon, from above, deep within. And so if you do a 5-card reading, you create this story reading each section.
Oh, wow.
So I feel like it's the most kind of unique thing about this deck is that element of it. The kind of 5-card reading giving you those specific prompts for each position.
That's really cool. Okay. Going off of that, still for Tarot of Tails, do you have any hidden talents?
Let me think. I would say that, also, and in the same, going along with that, the kind of hidden talent is if you do that spread with the 5 cards and just write what I've been doing. I've been using this in morning readings for the last month, right? And I pull the 5 cards and I write out each of the the definitions or what's in the guidebook. And then you create this kind of large paragraph and it completes like a whole mini story.
Very cool. That is really cool. How would you describe yourself in one word?
Expansive.
Ooh, that's really cool. I'm going off script of our questions here, but the frames around the pictures, do you find when you're using the deck how do you feel about the frames on there? I feel like that's one thing that gives me
love the frames. Let me show you how it looks when you just lay them next to each other. And I feel like the frames kind of worked really well. I feel like if it didn't have the frame, it would have a completely different feel to it. I feel like the frame adds something. It kind of pushes you into the image on the card. Whereas if it was completely borderless or just had that black border, I don't think that it would pull you in as much as it does.
Yeah, and I could see how it almost sort of nicely contains the image. I feel like if it was a full
and you feel
image
like you're
that'd be overwhelming.
You feel like you're seeing further away. All of the cards look like they're not like right up in your face, where you're kind of maybe standing, 6 to 10 feet away from them in every scene. You know what I mean? And I feel like the frame helps that way of viewing it.
Yeah, that is nice. Okay, I think I'm going to ask one more question to Tarot of Tales and then move on to the energetics of colors. So the question, I'm going to say, what are 5 things you can't live without?
5 things that I can't live without. I can't live without the story. I feel like is a big part of what's the vibe here.
Yeah.
I can't live without company. I feel like there's a lot of companionship in this deck, even like the figures that are on their own. Within the meanings of the cards, there's almost always another creature or another element happening, even if it's not animal or person, or it's something, it's describing like what's going on in the scene. And it almost feels like the environment is also like a companion. You know what I mean? So it feels like a together, it's also outside. So the deck would say that outside is one of its, something it couldn't live without, being outside. I don't think this deck would like being inside very much.
Yeah.
I feel like good weather. Like this feels like we don't see very many, it's not snowing, it's not cold. Like it feels like the temperature is nice,
Yeah.
How many was that? Do I have 2 more?
I think you need one more.
Let's see. What else can I not look? Clothing. All of our animals are clothed.
I love that.
All have a really nice outfit on.
That's true. I do really like their outfits.
Except for the birds. The birds are a bit of an exception to the outfit rule. I guess birds can be naked, but other animals like clothes.
I love that. I do feel like there is like an interesting thought to that though, because the birds are the only things not kind of at ground level.
And the fish, I just noticed. Like some of them do, but others, like some of the fish are okay without the clothes too. But yeah, it's interesting.
That is interesting. Oh, okay. I do really like that one. I'm intrigued. Okay. Let's see.
Right, so I'm pulling out the energetics of color for its questions. Okay.
I'm gonna ask.
Deal, huh?
What?
such a different feel to this deck
It
than the other
really
one.
is, yeah. That one I feel like fits more into like the kind of like Moonchild She-Wolf vibe.
Mm-hmm.
So my first question is, what's a typical day in your life?
Well, a typical day is obviously deciding on the mood, because with the color in this deck, I feel like it lets you know, not only does it have like this keyword of like what's going on, but it's choosing the mood, right? And I feel like a typical day, that's interesting. I feel like this deck would be happiest with a typical day of like getting up late, having a lazy morning, having a cup of coffee, or, and like reading, a magazine or a newspaper, just chilling. This deck would love lazy Saturday mornings.
I love that. Okay, what is something that you love but other people hate?
I would say the there are two things right there, like that this deck could be divisive about, in that it's got real people, which I know if this deck was full of animals and had everything else the same, you would already own it.
You're
So
probably
it has
right.
real people, and I feel like it's its modernness. You know what I mean? I think you would have to like a modern deck if your style was a little bit more classic or vintage. You probably wouldn't go for this.
Yeah. Um, if you had a spare room in your house, what would it be used for?
I feel like this deck feels like fashion magazine. I feel like they could in some reality be like a makeup YouTuber. So I feel like their spare room is their kind of like, dressing room, studio. They could be an influencer for sure. So
Cool.
that's
I
what they
like
do.
that.
Hmm.
So, okay, I think I'm gonna ask one more question, but I feel like my answer is not gonna be surprising. Where? Oh, I just lost it. It is. Oh, do you prefer going out or staying in more?
I feel like this is a stay in for
I
sure.
was kind of thinking the same.
Yeah, this is a stay in. I feel like I haven't this I feel like you need to give this another chance.
You already know my answer. I have
It's
had that
so
one on my
listen.
list.
Yeah, it's so unique. Okay, if we compare, let's just do a little side by side, right?
Yeah.
Because if we compare like who is more unique, it is definitely this deck is more unique. The
Right.
energetics of color is a more unique deck. If you bring it into your collection, you're bringing in something much more unique than if you bring this in, right? The reason that I believe, like when I got this and I showed it to you, I loved it so much. And I was about to do the hard sell to get you to buy it too, because I love having company and loving the same stuff. But I thought that maybe your Northern Animal would fill that spot. And I do kind of still feel like it's going to compete just a little bit, but this one is not going to compete with anything. The energetics of color is not going to compete with anything. You're not going to think, oh, I want that. And I feel like this could open up doors to working with color that you don't currently have in your collection.
Oh, that's true. That's true. I didn't think of it that way. I will say, with the Northern Animal, I know it often gets the description of being storybook,
Yeah,
but that's not really how it reads for
right.
me at all. And I think what's interesting to me about the Tarot of Tales is that it feels, because even so with the Forest of Enchantment would be probably the closest thing I feel like I have to that. But even
Right.
so, it still doesn't read storybook.
But there are decks that do storybook a little better, maybe, because I feel like a lot of people might get this deck and think that each card is going to give them the story, right? And it doesn't. It doesn't do that.
True, and I do have that literary tarot.
Right.
That does do that. Very different style. Oh my gosh, I really thought. And there's something, I don't know what it is, with the Tarot of Tales. I think the artwork is so beautiful, but there's something that it just keeps leaving me unsure. And I think you're right with the energetics of color, where it's what gives me pause is purely that it's out of my comfort zone.
Yeah.
But that's all it comes down to. But I have already kind of been going into that more modern realm of it. So I do have things that would go with it.
It would definitely.
Oh my gosh.
I want to just pull, I want to just to confuse you even more. I want to sell for the Tarot of Tales and show you the card that I pulled today, which is the Devil. Look at the Devil card.
It's what? Oh no.
You know how we've been working with mouse energy?
Yes.
This came up in such a unique way. Where's the, let me just read you what, let's do an example of the guidebook, because I feel like the Tarot of Tales, the guidebook, is where it really shines, right? It's like, it's not really the cards. So the Devil on, so I got it in the 5th position. And so the 5th position is deep within, right? So it's like the shadow at like what's going on under the surface. So it says, a fear of loss consumes you. You cling to belongings and people. When one leaves, it becomes clear how much you were drained by the relationship, and your worst nightmare becomes your greatest gift.
That's so good. Okay, I think what it comes down to is in the current, because I could really see myself having both of these decks, and whichever I don't pick is going to be on my list, and I'm sure I will get it sooner rather than later, because I really do love both of these. But I think currently what I would use more is the Tarot of Tales. And I just feel like I've been so curious about it for so long. And something interesting I was thinking about today is that when it comes to animal tarots, I don't really have an animal-based tarot that shows like a wide array of animals like this deck does.
Yeah.
That I really love. Probably my favorite animal tarot is Northern Animal, but like I was like that, it just fits into this whole category of its own, that it's like nothing really ever actually gets compared to it in my brain.
Right.
And
this
that,
is, you know, and when I first opened the box, it did, you know, remind me of Northern Animal, but actually working with it, it is nothing like it. You know what I mean? Look at this. I love the 7 of Cups in this too.
I love that card.
The reflection, he's seeing his heart.
In the reflection. Okay, no, I'm sold. I think I'm going with Tarot of Tales.
It's so good.
It's so good.
I
just feel like it's one that it makes sense for me to have it. Look at that. Oh my gosh. It's like Angelina Ballerina.
Now you've decided. I can start. I can show you. To be biased too. Look at this. I pulled this one today as well. This is the view inside like, you know, like Cinderella's carriage.
Yes.
You're going into the carriage.
Oh,
so you're in the carriage, and then you can see like the castle or whatever beyond. And the way she describes the carriage itself, like with the like plush velvet cushions and everything, like you feel like you're there. It's amazing.
That's so neat. Oh, that is so exciting. Okay, so my decision is Tarot of Tales is my match. My match, I guess you could say.
I'm so excited because I've been using Tarot of Tales, you know, like constantly for weeks and weeks, like every day. And I love it so much. And it was such a surprise. Like, it's such a surprise for me. I feel like I feel like a year ago, there's no way. You know what I mean? Oh, and the
Right.
backs are so good too.
Oh, the backs are so pretty.
And you have this edging color because I know you edge your Moonology in it.
I
And
do.
it
I do
looks,
have that.
it's
Yeah,
so
that's
good.
so pretty. Alrighty, are you ready to be
I'm
matte?
ready.
Let's be the like
Neither
matte.
of the mine is a little different because neither of the ones that you picked have really been on my radar as something that I
I know. That's
desperately
what I'm
need.
excited about. Is I feel like both of these go outside of your usual comfort zone.
Yes.
But I could see you really liking both of them. So, okay, is there anyone you want me to flip through first?
I feel like I haven't really, I feel like I've seen the magical botanical more.
Okay.
So whichever is fine. Because I haven't really seen either of them too much because because they're not my style normally.
Then we will go through the Gothic Tarot. So to point out as well, it comes with a little white book, but there is what I think kind of makes this comparable to me, like on an even playing field with the magical botanical, is that you can get this separate book that's really, really good. So,
and what is it? It's not mass market, right?
Yes, it is. Both of these are mass market.
Really? Okay.
Yep. You can get the book off Amazon as well. Now I have to center myself as seeing it. I'm kind of far. I don't know if I can zoom in anymore, but oh, yes I can. Never mind. Okay. Here's the backs. This is okay. And I'm not going to give any opinions. I'll let you ask your questions.
Okay. Interesting. I'm just looking at it because I really have never even looked at this deck properly.
Yeah, this isn't really a popular one I find, but I love this one. This is
okay.
my
I'm gonna start with question 15 on my list, which is, what's your most embarrassing moment?
Oh, okay. Most embarrassing moment for the Gothic Tarot would be, okay, I would say when it gives a reading that's really dramatic for something that doesn't end up being that bad at all.
Isn't it funny how, and I know that we both do this when we do our readings together, when you know a deck well and you know it's dramatic and you're like, oh, please, honey, it is not that bad.
Yeah, and so it's like the most embarrassing moment for this deck is misplaced drama, but I feel like when you kind of know to expect that, it almost makes it fun in a way. I don't know.
Yeah. So is it a drama? So I don't think this is our questions, but is it like a bit of a drama queen deck, would you say? Is it quite dramatic generally?
I would say just because of the imagery and the subject matter, that it's sort of like what it reminds me of is if you were going to a haunted house, the person who gives you the whole spiel and story before you go inside. That kind of drama, where it's not serious drama. I don't feel like this deck takes itself super seriously, but it is a bit of a drama queen in theatrics.
So there's two categories for me of scary decks. Is this one in the category where it's ooh, I'm trying to be scary, or is it actually there are parts that are disturbing?
No, it is definitely more of a did I scare you? Am I being
with my sheet over the, you know what I mean? Ooh, boo.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Let's see. If you could travel anywhere in the world, where would you go?
This deck would want to go to, it would want to go to France to go to the underground crypts.
Interesting. Okay. What do you like better, kisses or cuddles?
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Or a handshake. Like, how intimate do you want to are we going to get during a reading? I think is really what that question is asking.
I would say kisses for sure.
Really?
Yep, I feel like there isn't like any sort of like easing you into anything, but it's nothing like it's nothing that crazy.
Right.
It does sort of
But
like
it wants to dig in with you. It's not just like surface level.
yes, exactly.
Are you happy with your physical appearance?
I think this deck would prefer to be on a bit nicer of cardstock.
Okay.
It is, a bit thin and papery, but on the one hand, it does make it easy to shuffle. I don't think this one was like for mass market. I want to say it's also was like cheaper.
Yeah.
So, it's not like you're paying that kind of $25 price point and not getting something nice sort of thing. I want to say it was under 20.
Okay. Who do you reply to first? Your mom, your friend, or your coworker?
Mom. This one responds to its mom first.
Does it have a do you say that, because this is like what I would ask if I were selecting a person, right? Would you say that there's an unhealthy relationship with mom, or are we good? Are there any lingering issues there?
So I am giving this deck, I give it more of a masculine lean.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
There is definitely an attachment to mom, but mom does not take it to an unhealthy place. It's sort of that thing of like the mom keeps this deck in line.
Yeah.
And if like a romantic partner came in, they would be on the romantic partner's side.
Right.
That's kind of the vibe here with
Okay.
this deck's mom.
But if we had a fight, is the deck calling mom, or can we just keep it between us?
The deck isn't calling mom because
mom would yell at it.
The camera just shut off. Hold on, I'm gonna pause. Okay, resuming. My camera is doing interesting things. But if they got into an argument, this deck would not go calling its mom because it would be afraid of mom because they know mom's not going to be on their side because they probably were the one that did something wrong.
I like that. I do appreciate that. Okay, last question for this one. Soundtrack to your life.
Oh my gosh, what is that band's name? Wow, wait. I can't believe I am My Chemical Romance.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. Okay. I think I have a good assessment.
Okay. So switch to magical botanical?
Yes.
All right.
That's crazy that I've never even seen that deck. Really. I've heard people mention the name and I must literally tune out. Nope, not for me.
But I hadn't seen it either. It was just truly I want to say just an Amazon search.
Yeah.
Random come up.
Okay. This one I have obviously seen more on people's chat and everybody's been loving it. I'm going to go off our written questions here because the question I have that's come up in my own head. Now, most people I've heard of said there's not many cards, right? It's 30 something, right?
I think it's 36. 33 cards. So yeah, it's a little.
But then on the back of that statement, I've heard a lot of people say, but I wouldn't want any more. Right? Yeah. 33 is enough. Now, can you expand on that?
So maybe I should show you some of the guidebook because I feel like I do feel that way. And I feel like why that is because the guidebook, first of all, you get the full color image, and then you get just a lot, even on this title page, you can oh, I'm upside down, that you can dig into. So you get the planets, Latin name, and the elements. And then you get like this 2-page spread for each that shows you, oh my gosh, magical meaning, plant spirit medicine, divination meaning, and then you get a reverse divination meaning. So there really is just with each of these plants a lot to get into. And I feel like a lot of different ways to look at each of these plants that it's almost like for each card, you really could pull like 3 different meanings.
Right.
Depending on how it's showing up. So even though it's a small deck, I feel like each card really is so expansive that any more would be almost overwhelming, because at least like you can familiarize yourself a little bit with these cards.
So given that, this is a deck that when you, in a single reading, you're pulling a single card.
That is, yeah, my way of using it. I don't really tend to pull more than one.
How easily would you find it if I took the guidebook away and you just had to read from the card?
You couldn't. I mean, I shouldn't say you couldn't, but I couldn't, because
yeah,
I am not.
You would need some flower associations before you jump.
You would need, and I would say you'd need some to really get out of this what the guidebook has to offer. You would need such extensive, really just herbal knowledge that I personally don't have. But if you are someone maybe who studies herbalism and have been studying it, then you could, I would say, use this without the guidebook.
Right. But for regular person, no. You need the guidebook each time.
Yes.
And I can't see the words on the card that well. So what on the card is just the plant name?
It did it again. Bummer.
Okay, and we're back. Technical difficulties.
Okay, well, I used my time wisely while we were having our break.
Oh wait, do you see me like moving the card at all?
No.
Well, what in the world? That's interesting. Okay. Hold on. Catch up to... Okay, we're good now. Jeez Louise.
Okay, so while we're having our little break, I grabbed a few decks. So my question is, you know that we have a lot of botanical type decks already.
Yes.
So I brought some examples, and if you could let me know, like this is like comparing to other guys. So Green Witch Oracle, 50 Plants That Heal, the Seed and Sickle, the Magical Herb Oracle, and La Flora Tarot. Which one is it most similar to, and how is it? This is a 2-part question. Which one is it most similar to, and how is it going to be different than these?
I don't have the Magical Herbal, so that one I don't.
Magical
That
Herbal.
one I don't. Or yeah, I don't have that
so
one.
So this one is just the plant and one keyword. The guidebook, I mean, it's a short entry in the guidebook. It's very similar to the other one that looks like this. I'm sure you know this type of deck. There's nothing.
Yep.
I mean, it is a favorite for a lot of people because of its simplicity, I would say, and it's pretty.
So I would say I honestly don't feel like it's comparable. I think it stands apart completely from all of those. And I know that's why I held back from getting this deck for a while, because I was like, do I need another plant deck? But it really does. It's very unique. I would say if I had to choose, it would be the 50 Plants That Heal, except that it's different in that it's not giving you like the strictly science information. It's giving you that magical angle to it and a divination meaning as well. So it's like almost like you're getting all of the above with this deck.
And how it guidebook wise, because the La Flora has a pretty big guide, for
So the La Flora Tarot, though, I personally don't feel it goes into the sort of like information specifically about the plant in the ways that I would have liked it to. I think it goes a bit more into like
the
origins of the
mythological,
plants and like the folklore, which like I think is really cool. I feel like it does have its use for sure, and I like that information. But a lot of the times with the plant deck, I want that magical information, the associations, and like the healing properties, things like that, which is what this deck gives.
Okay. And then what do you feel? So is this a deck you feel like I personally would pair with things, use it, or do you think I would just use it as a single card draw on its own?
I could see you doing both. I think this would work really well as like drawing a card, whether it's like once a week, every few days, to really focus on that energy. I think it can absolutely work in that way. And it would be kind of fun to sort of like, if you had access to the plant, to try some of the like magical workings suggested in the guidebook, things like that. But I use it as like a everyday message type deck as well, and it pairs really well with a lot of tarots.
What do you think in my tarot collection would be my favorite thing to pair it with?
Oh, I think since you really like the Hush Tarot right now, I think you would pair the Hush Tarot.
Interesting.
I also think, I'm trying to think of the things you're really liking right now. You have Soul Cats is a cool pairing as well, actually, that we've both been liking. Oh, I can't think of.
So would you say that it's
the
mostly
names of the
kind
tarots?
of muted color palette, which I would say, because the two you picked are both kind of gray in tone. Would you say?
Yeah, I can't think of the names of the other decks you've been liking recently. But there is, like, you also, I feel like I think this would be really interesting with a lot of the modern decks you like. Like, I think this would be cool with Super Lunaris. Even the collage style tarots.
Yeah.
You haven't like, I think this one,
I'm so curious how it's going to pair with Tarot Tales when you get it. Because
I think like Tarot Tales would go really well too, because we've got this, the illustrations are done in a lot of black.
Mm-hmm.
And so this is one that I will say, the artwork seemed really busy. So that's why I didn't get it for a long time, but it really surprised me with how well it does pair.
Okay. Okay, I think, can we just go back to the other deck for a minute and then I'll make my decision. So I pulled out the Tarot of Vampires and I wanted, do you think it compares with this one at all?
So, okay, because I have had the Tarot of Vampires, I no longer have the Tarot of Vampires. And and this is sort of where it replaced it for me.
Right.
And I think what it was with the Tarot of Vampires is that it felt, for me, one that, like with the guidebook felt like a bit too much to take in when I was trying to do like a multi-card reading. But then also the images felt really, really confronting in a way that wasn't productive for me, where like when we were talking about the differences between the scary, to me that felt actually legitimately frightening in some ways. Right. Where this one, it almost, this one feels a bit less, what I kind of, the vibe I get is Tarot of Vampires to me feels like horror movie, where it's like very visual and giving you those visuals. This to me feels like a horror story where you're reading it and coming up with these images on your own.
I asked you about this new one that I got, the Necronomicon.
Yeah.
And that would be probably a similar answer, right? This is more horror movie.
Yes. This feels a bit more thriller, where the
Okay.
other two feel like horror.
Interesting. Because it's got that Gothic side to it, where it's not just pure vampire or pure horror.
Yes, exactly. This one to me feels much more atmospheric. Like you pull this deck when you want to be in this atmosphere.
And would you call it a modern deck? Would you say it's modern? Or more, what time period is it sitting in?
I don't know. This is not modern. I would say it fits a bit more into that like Victorian era thriller type, because it's very much like a old cemetery feel.
Yeah. And which deck do you think I would like more out of those two?
Ooh, okay. Interesting. I think that the vampires.
And your reason?
It kind of
Do you like
bit
how I'm
of a gut
feeling this? Like
feeling.
this is like a lifelong commitment. Like we're not just going on a date.
I know. But I think you would actually have a lot of fun with this deck.
Yeah.
Where this one, I think, leans a bit more serious to me, which not to say like I feel like you do like that, but I feel like right now you have decks you are really liking to bring that to the table.
Yeah.
And I think this would be fun to pair with some of those to bring a little bit of lightness.
Interesting. Okay.
But I do also think you'd like this Oracle, so I don't know.
All right. I think I've made my decision.
Okay.
I'm going to go with the botanical.
All right.
Yes. Only because I feel like right now I'm kind of in the vibe of getting more excited about bringing Oracle in than Tarot. When a Tarot comes in, I'm kind of neutrally excited, but I feel very excited bringing in new Oracles. And yeah, and everybody's been loving it so much. I feel like there's been a lot of rave reviews about it, and I feel like I would feel like I was missing out if I didn't at least try it, you know?
Yep, I get that. Awesome. How exciting. Okay, yay. This was so fun. Now we both get to get new decks, which is always...
I know. And it's so fun that we picked mass market ones too that are like, because it's like, it might be out of what we would have picked for ourselves, but you know what I mean? It's kind of like a cheap buy. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I feel like with mass market, it's easier to take the risk.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, so our final decisions are the Tarot of Tales and the Magical Botanical. So we'll have to keep everyone posted with how we get along.
I feel like they will pair together very well too. And
I'm really excited to try that.
Oracle and a Tarot. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yes. Yeah. Okay. I'm excited to try that. Alrighty. So now, do we want to get into the giveaway?
Yeah. Let's go into the giveaway. Should I pull in the giveaway decks that were?
Yes, I've got them here as well. We can both. I'll put us side by side.
Oh, should we put each here? You display your sticker, and I'll display the full
yes!
So this giveaway is also not really in celebration of my YouTube channel, but more in celebration of the successful Kickstarter, and kind of a thank you back out to the community at large for just supporting my work. And it was just like, what a whirlwind.
Okay, so we are going to have 3 different prize bundles, like really you could call it.
3 winners. Because I thought 3 winners. I like a competition with more than one, just a first place. So
yeah, no, I get that. It does make it fun.
Yeah. So I'll start with the third prize. So for the third prize, you get the Feel Your Chakras Oracle. the Kickstarter edition, which looks like this. And yeah, so that's the third prize. Second prize, we'll get the Feel Your Chakras Oracle and the sticker edition.
Sticker edition, and it comes with stickers to decorate your own box,
which is currently out of print. It will be
Yes.
coming back, I believe, in December, because I have a few other projects on my sleeve. We've currently got a pre-order for the midnight edition of the Feel Your Chakras Oracle. So once that is complete, which I should be done by the end of October at the latest, with getting all those out and getting all the pre-orders out. So once that's done, I have a new tarot deck coming out. The Tarot of Feeling is coming out. Kind of looks like Polaroids. And then after that, I'm going to be re-releasing the another printing of the vintage edition, which I know is a lot of people's favorites. And I'm going to be trying to not make that at home, but actually do a bigger printing of that. And then once that's done, then the Animal Guide Oracle, I'm going to make into playing card size to make it a little bit more affordable, and do a few of those. And then after all that's done, we should be right around December, and I'll be re-releasing the sticker edition. And in this printing, I think I'm going to change the backs just to have a unique, another unique deck in, but I'll keep everything else the same, because I think it is perfection as it is. But I think I'll do a little change on the backs, and then maybe definitely offer a little bundle possibility and make a Christmas edition so that people can get at the same time. So we'll aim for that in December, but that one is currently out of print back in December. But the winner of the giveaway in second and first place will receive a sticker edition. So, and then our first place prize is you will get the Feel Your Chakras Oracle and the sticker edition, and one to give to a friend, because I love those giveaways, right? Where you can be like the best friend ever.
And it'll be an extra copy of both the sticker and the Feel Your Chakras. Okay, yeah. So cool.
So in the first place package will be 2 Feel Your Chakras Kickstarter decks, 2 editions, sticker editions, and all of them will come with the plastic case and some stickers.
So exciting. Okay, so in order to enter this giveaway, make sure you are subscribed to my channel here, as well as I will have Andy's YouTube channel tagged, so make sure you are subscribed over there. And what do we want to have everyone comment?
Let's have them comment their most challenging chakra. So what's chakra? Okay. So if you don't know anything about the chakras, that's fine. Just do a little Google. Google and find out which you think it will be your, we won't check in on your chakras. Make sure you're right. But which one do you find the most challenging? Do you think will be most challenging? What's your answer to that? I know what mine is.
Ooh, probably the root chakra.
Really interesting.
Yes.
Yeah, I thought mine is the solar plexus or the sacral chakra, but I thought I would just be brave. You have to be kind of brave to use this deck publicly.
You do. It will call you out.
It'll call you out. So let's just give it a try, and I will pull a card.
Ooh,
mentally overwhelmed.
Maybe I'll do that too. I'll be brave. Okay, let's see what I get. I have. Oh, okay. I actually, as soon as I said
you're upside down. Turn
chakra, I was like, oh wait, but maybe throat chakra. I talk and communicate well. Yeah. Yeah, I think really my real answer is throat chakra. I'm upside down.
You don't, yeah, and I feel like many people share this deck, but I totally understand when people don't and they just use it privately because it will just call you out
It really
completely.
does. It does call you out. Okay, so to
It's like, do I
recap.
really want to share my mental overwhelm right now? No, probably not.
Yeah, I know. So to recap, in order to enter, comment down below which chakra you think poses the biggest challenge for you. Make sure you're subscribed to me and Annie's channels. For an extra entry, you can also follow our Instagrams, which I will have linked down below. And we will be giving everyone a week to enter. So we will pull our 3 winners next Sunday, the 17th.
And where should we announce the winners? Are you gonna do it maybe in your next, whatever your next video is after that?
I will put probably I could do a community post so that way I can tag the usernames.
Okay.
So the winners should get notified since they'll get tagged in a post. I think it should work that way.
Sounds good.
Alrighty.
Good
Well,
luck,
thank you so much for joining me today. This is fun.
Yes, this was so fun.
And we will keep you all posted on how we do with our new
Yes.
matches.
I'm so excited.
Alrighty. We will see you all again very soon.